I'm Jason Gandy. Today we're going to be talking about how to hook viewers in the first part of your videos. We're also going to be discussing how to create amazing hooks using the tools and features available on Adobe Express. So we got a lot of information to cover and not much time, so let's get started. So if you wasn't aware, we're currently living in an attention economy. We're constantly being distracted by cell phones, computers, advertisements from everywhere, and it's really hard to get people's attention. And so in order to survive in the attention economy, we have to break through all the different distractions. You only have a matter of seconds to grab viewers' attention. And we're constantly being bombarded with information overload from all sorts of devices. People are having shorter attention spans. There's been a recent study recently that people's attention spans are actually a lot shorter than goldfish now. We used to have attention spans that were, I think the study is around 8 seconds now, 8 seconds for humans, and we're constantly being distracted. So I'm Jason Gandy. I'm an online entrepreneur. I'm an online instructor. I teach online courses, and I do YouTube. I currently have 46,000 subscribers on YouTube and 30,000 students on different platforms. I teach e-commerce, generative AI, and also content creation. So, the art of the hook. To capture attention in today's economy, you have to master the art of the hook. A hook is a short, engaging statement that gets people to watch the rest of your videos. You want to always capture people's attention within the first 3 seconds or the first 10 seconds if you're doing a long-form video. So to avoid bad hooks, you don't want to be boring, you don't want to have low energy, you want to project, and you want to be exciting and try to hold the viewer's attention. You don't want to be confusing, you want to stay on your talking points, and you want to stay on topic. Also, you don't want your hooks to be too long. If you keep going on and on and on, people can get bored and move on to the next video. So even if you have a good video, if you have a bad hook, you're going to lose viewer retention. People aren't going to watch the rest of the video. So mastering the first 3 to 10 seconds. There are several methods you could use to master the first 3 to 10 seconds of your videos. The hook strategies we're going to be discussing today are pacing and fast cuts, storytelling, well-timed humor, bold statements, and intriguing questions. If you're making a short-form video, you want your hook to be between maybe 3 to 5 seconds. If you're making a long-form video, you want it to be between maybe 5 to 10 seconds. So your hook will depend on what type of video you're actually creating. So the first method we're going to discuss is hooking viewers with bold statements. This is when you open with something that's shocking or provocative, interesting fact, or you make an unbelievable but true statement. You want to make sure that you keep it, you don't want to lie, you don't want to tell false statements, you make sure it's true, and you want to back it up in your actual video as well. So you want to be specific and direct, you want to challenge any common beliefs, you can also make a promise or a benefit that they're going to get by watching the rest of your video, and make sure you back it up in your video as well. So some examples of bold statements. Let's say we're in the fitness niche, and a bold statement could be something like, you're wasting 80% of your time on exercises that don't work. Or another one could be, crunches are secretly ruining your abs. So these are statements that will get people's attention and make them wonder what the solution might be. Another way to hook people in the beginning of your videos is with intriguing questions. So you want to ask an intriguing question to spark curiosity, hook viewers into watching the rest of your video to find the answer. So some quick tips for this would be to target curiosity and pain points. You want to be specific and provocative to grab people's attention and create an emotional pull. You want to connect with people emotionally. And you can also hint at a payoff that they might receive by watching the rest of your video. And that can be at the end or in the middle. You just want to hint at it so they'll watch the video to find the answer. And some examples of this, let's say we're talking about the technology niche. You could say something like, is your smartphone secretly draining your bank account? Or you could say something like, what if your favorite app is spying on you more than you think? These are questions that people might want to find the answer to, and will spark their interest. Another way to hook viewers would be to hook them with humor. So this could be just a quick, relatable joke or unexpected witty remark or funny scenario that you say to spark laughter. And some quick tips, you have to know your audience. So in order to know what makes your audience laugh and what would get their attention, you have to really know your audience. And you want to keep it short and snappy. You don't want to have your jokes dragged on too long because you'll lose their attention. And if you want, you could also use gestures and props. This can help grab their attention even more because they'll have visual and audio cues as well. And you don't want to offend or alienate people too, so be careful with the jokes that you use. You don't want to say jokes that might offend a certain group of people. So be aware of that as well. So some examples of hooking people with humor. Let's say we're talking about the travel niche. I could say something like, I just spent $1,000 on a luxury hotel room that had an amazing view of a dumpster. Or I could say, I tried to speak Spanish in Mexico and ordered a llama instead of lunch. So these are just some quick openers that might get people's attention to help them want to watch the rest of your video and continue watching. Another great way to hook people in the beginning of your videos is with storytelling. So you can open up with a brief narrative or story that captivates emotion, sparks curiosity, or relates to your viewers' experiences. So with this will be, you have to know your audience as well and know what kind of stories will relate to them. So be relatable and dramatic. You want to keep it concise. You don't want your stories to drag out long. You want to use vivid imagery to connect with people emotionally. And make sure you adjust your tone for the story that you're telling. So an example for storytelling in gaming, maybe I could start the video off by saying I was one hit away from beating the final boss when my controller died. Or I could say, last night at 2 a.m., I found a hidden game level that no one's seen before. So these would be the beginning of a story that you can continue telling in your video. And in order to hook viewers with any of the methods that we've discussed so far, there we go. You have to use pacing and fast cuts. So with pacing, you want to pace your tone and your voice to have a good rhythm, and you want to use rapid and dynamic editing and a high rhythm to hook viewers. And this creates an engaging experience for the viewers. And so you want to find the right pace depending on your audience and your style of video creation. You want to use audio cues as well. This could be music, sound effects, or anything that helps people, that grabs people's attention. And you can also use visual cues as well, which is B-roll, which is awesome animations or video clips that keeps people's attention in the beginning of your videos. You can use dynamic animations to where maybe the text comes onto the front of the screen and all sorts of graphics can be animated. You can use transitions and effects when you are doing transitions between different scenes. And you always want to use tight editing as well. You don't want to have bad editing to where you lose viewers' attention. So let's take a look at an example of some pacing and editing.
On Adobe Express, we can now use text prompts to turn any idea into a high-quality AI video in seconds. As an Adobe Express ambassador, I'm excited to show you how to turn your text prompts and even photos into stunning AI-generated videos with just a few clicks. Simply describe the video that you want to create, and artificial intelligence will instantly provide you with an incredible video based on your prompt.
All right, so that's just a quick clip. So we have B-roll footage in there, we have different audios, we have music, and transitions and everything that we've discussed. So as you can see, it's fast-paced, has quick cuts, and hopefully it should grab viewers' attention. So now, one of the best tools to actually create engaging hooks is Adobe Express. Adobe Express is probably the easiest platform I've used so far to pretty much do anything you need to create amazing content. So with Adobe Express, you can access tons of easy-to-use tools and features, and really, it makes it really easy to create engaging hooks. So some key features we're going to be discussing today is the AI video generator, how to add dynamic animations, drag and drop editing, how to add auto captions, recommendations, one-click branding, video thumbnails, and how to use the one-click resize tool. So, first one we're going to talk about is auto captions. This is super cool, and it's a great way to easily add captions to any of your videos. So with this, when you add captions, it'll boost engagement, it'll enhance accessibility because people can watch your video without having to listen to it. You can improve SEO, and it ensures accuracy because people can read exactly what's going on in your videos as well as hear what's going on. So Here's how to use the auto captions on Adobe Express. So from the Adobe Express homepage, we can go to the Caption Video app. And on the right-hand side here, you simply select a language. We're going to go with English. And then you can simply drag your video over. And Adobe Express will automatically start captioning your video. So as you can see, the captions have been added. You can select a caption style. They have several to choose from. You can change the caption colors, make adjustments. And at the top, if you need to change what the caption says, you need to change your text, you can easily do that as well. Just type in what you want it to say, and you can download it by clicking the button at the bottom. And once you download it, let's see how it looks.
Adobe Express is my new secret weapon for turning my ideas into designs for t-shirts and other products. I need an app that can keep up with both my creativity and my schedule, and I think I found the perfect solution.
So as you can see, the captions have been added. They look clean at the bottom there, and everything looks good. So next thing we're going to take a look at is recommended fonts. You know, there's over 30,000 fonts available on Adobe Express, and it can be really hard to try to search through all of them to find the perfect font for your video or your content. So with recommended fonts, it'll provide font suggestions for you automatically based on the tone of your content. So this improves aesthetic appeal, simplifies your workflow, and it saves you tons of time because you don't have to go through searching for different fonts for your project. And let's take a look at how to use the recommended fonts. So I have a design here that I'm working on. To use the recommended fonts, I can simply select the text there. And on the left-hand side, you can see the recommended fonts up top. You can go through them here, or if you want to see them all, you can click the View All button. And there are tons of different font recommendations that you can go through. And they're all tailored for your design, so they should pretty much all work perfectly for whatever you're creating. Then you can move anything around easily, edit anything you need, and have your final creation. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is drag and drop editing. So with drag and drop editing, it's really easy on Adobe Express to move things around, add new elements, change colors, or anything else you need to do. It's really user-friendly, it's time-efficient, and it encourages creativity because everything is so easy to change, everything is so easy to rearrange that you can just create and don't have to worry about wasting time. So let's take a look at how to use the drag and drop editing on Adobe Express. So here's a design that I'm working on right now. There we go. So you can easily just select the text, move it around, drag wherever you need to, change the text by simply selecting and changing it to whatever you need to, resize things, change any of the colors, change the background colors. And there are also tons of graphics that you can get from the Adobe Express library that you can add as well. So feel free to add other elements, other text, and just create the design that's perfect for what you need. Next, we're going to take a look at dynamic animations. So when you're creating your hooks, a great way to hook viewers in the beginning of your videos is to have dynamic animations. So this is when text is moving across the screen, graphics are going across the screen, and it really grabs viewers' attention and helps them watch the rest of your video. So you can easily animate elements in the videos with just a few clicks on Adobe Express. This increases engagement, helps people retain the information, enhances the flow of your presentation, boosts professionalism, and it also drives action. So here's an example of a project that I'm working on, and let's see how easy it is to add animations to this. So at the top here, if you click the animation button, you'll see a menu open up on the left-hand side. And just by clicking one of these buttons, you can animate all the elements on your template, the graphics, the text, and everything else on there. And you can also animate them individually as well by clicking them and using the tools on the left-hand side here. So you can have an in animation, an animation where it's looping to where it constantly plays, and an out animation to where when your video ends or the scene ends, the animation stops. So here's my animated graphics. I have my clouds moving here and my text. And here's one of my favorite tools for creating amazing hooks, which is the AI video generator. So with the AI video generator on Adobe Express, you can simply use text prompts to create amazing videos for your project. So simply type in whatever video you want to create, and it will automatically do it in seconds. So this captures attention quickly, saves you on production time, and increases engagement. And it's also cost effective because you don't have to go hiring a designer or somebody to create the videos for you. So let's look at the Adobe Express video generator. For this one, I'm going to be generating an astronaut on the moon sitting beside an oasis. So let's see how it comes up. So from Adobe Express, we just go to the generative AI tool, click on generate video, and from here you'll see a preview of the video on the right-hand side, and all you have to do is type in exactly the video that you want to create. There's all sorts of settings here where you can adjust the camera angle, the zoom, and whatever else you need. And if you click generate at the bottom, your video should automatically be generated. And so here's my astronaut on the moon sitting beside an oasis. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the clip maker. So this is great for repurposing your content. If you make long form videos and you want to put it on TikTok, Instagram, or any other platform, you can easily do this with the clip maker. So if you have a long form video, all you have to do is transfer it over to Adobe Express, and it'll split it up into several videos that you can easily edit as well. And this helps with content versatility. You can post your content to multiple platforms. You don't need any experience, and it saves you a ton of time. So let's take a look at the clip maker and see how it works. So if you go to the quick actions tool, we can go to the clip maker here. And from here, all we have to do is drag our video over to the clip maker. It'll analyze the video. This one's an 11-minute video here. And after a few moments, it'll automatically split the video into several clips. This was an 11-minute video, and it split it into 10 different clips. And here's an example of one of the clips. And you can easily edit the clips on the right-hand side. You can change the text, open it up in the editor, and change whatever you need. And now I have 10 clips that I can use to repurpose my content. So let's take a look at one of the clips it generated from my long-form video to see how it looks.
Are you ready to bring your voice to life with fun animated characters? With Adobe Express, you can easily animate your own voice to create cool talking characters in a matter of minutes. Simply record your voice or upload a recording. Select from a ton of unique characters. Choose a background and watch as your character comes to life.
So that's an example of how the clip maker works. It works really good, and it automatically does it for you, so it saves you a ton of time. Next, let's take a look at video thumbnails. So if you don't have a good thumbnail, even if you have the best video in the world, if nobody clicks it, nobody's gonna watch it. So you have to make sure you create good thumbnails, and with Adobe Express, it makes it super easy. So on Adobe Express, you can access tons of thumbnail templates, all the tools you need to edit your thumbnails, and it's super easy, and with a good thumbnail, it really helps boost your click-through rates. So to create a thumbnail on Adobe Express, simply open up the editor. So we can go to the quick actions here. If we go to the YouTube thumbnail templates here, you'll notice on the left-hand side, there are over 7,000 templates that we can choose from. So simply select a template, and it will be added to your project here. You can change your text, move things around, make things larger, change the colors, change the graphics, and add anything you want to create the perfect thumbnail for your video. And it only takes a matter of minutes. Next, we're going to be taking a look at brand kit and one-click styling. So on Adobe Express, you can instantly apply your brand to any of your content, any of your videos, or whatever you're working on. This helps provide brand consistency, simplifies your workflow, and it also enhances professionalism. So it saves you time and keeps everything on brand. And to do this, it's super simple. So from the Brands tab from the Adobe Express homepage, you can easily add your brand colors, create a new brand, and here's one I've already created. So you can add your brand colors, your logos, your fonts, and any of your brand assets that you want to keep track of. And from the project here, you can go to the brand tab. And at the top, if you click apply brand, you can instantly apply your brand to all of the elements on your template. So I can even add my logo just by clicking it there, move things around, and you can change your brand colors the way they're organized as well just by clicking the color option there. And here's the finished product with my project being on brand. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the one-click resize tool on Adobe Express. This is where if you have a project that you're working on, a piece of content, but you want to put it on maybe Facebook, you want to add it to your TikTok stories, or any other platform that you want, you can easily resize any of your content with a simple click. So, let's see, this is great for cross-platform posting. To do this, I'm working on a project here. As you can see, it's a typical YouTube thumbnail size. And to resize it, I can click the resize tool at the top here, and it'll provide me with the menu on the left-hand side to where you can resize your project to any size that you need. There are tons of pre-made templates here for Instagram, Google Ads, TikTok, YouTube, and all the different dimensions that you need for any platform. So let's resize this to be square and for an Instagram story. I simply select that, click duplicate and resize, and they've been instantly resized. I can then edit everything around to make sure all the elements are in the right place and look well, and everything's ready to repost. So some key takeaways. We're currently living in an attention economy. You have to grab viewers' attention within the first 3 to 6 seconds of your videos. You want to hook viewers fast with bold statements, humor, questions, storytelling, pacing, and fast cuts. And with Adobe Express, you can easily enhance your hooks and add elements that grab and hold viewers' attention. And I really encourage everybody to try Adobe Express. It's really easy to use. You can try it for free. Simply scan the QR code on the screen here, and you can try everything out for yourself. And if you want to connect, let me know. You can scan the QR code to join my YouTube or join me on social media.